What's up, guys? My name is Andre. I'm the CEO of edgeful.com, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through the new What's in Play section. So the way that you can find it is right up here on the top of the navigation bar. You click on What's in Play and it's going to bring you to this page here. So let me tell you what the purpose of this section is. This actually will tell you when each of our reports are setting up using live data. It'll give you all the relevant targets, your bias, your gap sizes, your orb sizes, your opening candle continuation. Anything that you need to know about the report will be in this page, all using live data. So you never have to know, or you never have to memorize what reports are setting up, when they're setting up, when they're not setting up, when they're no longer in play, or when they are in play. So there are a few things that you need to know on this page. As of right now, we have it for stocks and futures. We're going to be adding crypto and Forex soon, but right now it's limited to these two. Then over here, this is where you can actually select your ticker. One thing to keep in mind is that we definitely recommend that you use this watch list for everything on Edgeful, but it can also change the ticker you're looking at here on the What's in Play section. So if you have, let's just say, ES and you want to look at ES, you click right here. It will automatically change to ES. You want to go back to NQ, you go back to NQ. Now, the final thing, which is actually really important when you're in the futures category, is this session. So you can look at the New York session or you can look at the London session. This is obviously going to change the start and end times of your sessions. So in this case, it's 11:30 Eastern time here. The London session is over. So in this case, I'll just show you right now, you're going to see the post market. So everything has already happened here. It's no longer going to be live. The market is closed, or the London session is closed. So always keep in mind what session you're looking at. You can change it right over here. We're also going to be adding custom sessions in the future where you can go and actually add a specific session that you want to look at, or if you want to look at an early New York session, that is coming as well. So the final thing off to the left here is going to be the reports that appear in this section here. So for example, this is a great example actually. The gap already filled on NQ today. So there's really nothing else that you need to see. The status is filled. We remove all of the information. So typically what you'd see in here is whether there's a gap up, the gap size, the bias, everything that you need to know, your target, how far away price is from the target will appear in here. But once it fills, it's no longer in play, so you can see everything goes away. We don't want you to really focus on that because that report is done for the day. So in that case, you can uncheck that, and now your gap fill is gone, and now you can focus on the other setups. For example, today was not an outside day, so this is not in play today. I can hide the outside days report. For example, power hour obviously doesn't start until 3 p.m. Eastern. So I can go over here, I can hide my power hour. Let's say that you don't like to use the opening range breakout, for example. You can go and you can hide that. So you have some customization here on what actually appears in this page. As we add more reports, you'll be able to actually toggle them on and off. We're going to be adding almost every single report that we have in this What's in Play section will allow you to have certain views for like maybe the morning or the pre-market, and then during the day, and then for power hour. So this is actually going to become a lot more robust. It's just right now we don't really need it to be, and we want to display everything so you kind of get a taste of everything that's going on. So let's focus on the actual sections here. So the opening range breakout, or the initial bounce breakout, if we focus on that right now, you can see here, we're looking at the IB, we're looking at the 60-minute IB, so the traditional 1 hour from 9:30 to 10:30. You can see that right over here. And then you can see we have a few different things here. And by the way, if you hover on any of these, all of them have a little tooltip telling you exactly what's what. So just always remember that. I'm sure your mouse will come across it at some point, so you're probably not going to forget. But you can see right here the IB size. Then you can see if price has broken out of the IB today, or broken down, or double broken. And here, what you can see here is that this is a rather large IB for today, and you can see that price did break out. And now if you go to the actual report by clicking on this button right there, you can also see the What's in Play here, but this will allow you to actually go and say, hey, I want to look at the buy size right over here, and you can see the orb size, or the IB size for today is over 1%. So what I'll do here is I'll click the over 1% and now I can see the data. So in this case, initial balance over 1%, 85% of the time in the last 6 months on NQ have only broken one side. And you can see right here, price did break out to the top side of the IB. That is a breakout. If it had broken to the bottom side, that would be a breakdown. So you can see that price did break out, which means that now you don't want to expect price to reverse back and be a double break for today, because there's a very low probability that price is going to double break. Now, if I go back to the what's in play here, you can see, for example, we also have the buy rejection. This tells you which side, based on which side of the IB forms first, whether the low or the high, which side will typically break first. So you can see here, we'll tell you, which I'll go to the report now, will tell you which side of the IB formed first. So today, the low formed first. Right here you can see high or low formed first. You can see this is the low. Right over here, you can, let me switch this to be the 1 hour. So it matches. And you can see, and I will switch to be all. One thing to keep in mind is that looking at your settings is actually very important. And this is a perfect example of that. Right over here, you want to make sure your settings are what you actually want to look at. So you can see here that the low formed first today. This is actually live. This is using today's price action. And for every time in the last 6 months where the low has formed first, the first break has been to the high side almost 80% of the time. So that's exactly what happened here. There was a breakout. That means that price broke out to the top side, which falls in line with the stats right here. So when the low of the IB forms first, you can expect price to break out to the top side just around 80% of the time. Now going into the what's in play, we have obviously a ton of reports. The opening candle continuation is another very strong report with very strong data. What this looks at here is if the first hour, and in this case we're using that first hour, if the first hour of the market open is green, how often does the day close green? So you can see based on the first hour that was actually formed today, that candle was green. We show you the opening price and we show you the close of that first hourly candle. And now you have a bullish bias, because if we go to the report, you can see right over here, we're using this 60-minute candle. In the last 6 months on NQ, if that first hour is green, over 80% of the time, the day is going to close green. So that gives you a very bullish bias. And one thing to keep in mind is that you can also combine some of these reports. So obviously the opening candle continuation is very bullish. The IB breaking out to the top side with a very low chance of breaking back to the bottom side is also very bullish. So this is the place where you can start to add or kind of build your confluence, find what's setting up, looking what's in play, what's no longer in play. Now we're going to be really focused on this section in the next few months. So if you have any feedback, any ideas, anything wish list items that you want us to include, right here at the bottom right, click on that and then send us a message on what you want us to include, whether it's a new report that we have, a report variant that we have, a filter, a customization, literally anything. Just reach out to us and let us know what you want us to change or update or anything at all. If you guys want to watch live trading every day, we do have a Discord. You can join it right here. It's completely for free. But if this was helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Have a good one.